It is really not hard to get a 500 PP play. The first step is to find your map of choice to farm. I'm a no mod consistency player, but despite that, I could go dive into some DT slop if I really wanted to. But I've had my eye on this map for a while. Benzo, a very common map to farm for consistency players. I've already choked this map about 10 months ago where I FC'd up until the end where I missed about 6 notes, making me lose a lot of PP. However, that only proves that I had the potential to FC this map. With step 1 complete, step 2 is to figure out the solution to my minor issues that have been causing me trouble, such as my grip and area. For as long as I can remember, my grip has always been the same as for a normal pen. Slightly tilted from a 45 to 60 degree angle while resting the side of my hand on my tablet. However, this caused a lot of problems when it came to my aim. It was difficult to aim in the corners of my tablet, and while a solution would be to reduce my area, I already had what was considered a small area. So, I changed up my grip ever so slightly by resting my wrist on the tablet while keeping my hand more upright. This way, my hand would be more flexible to move around to all points of the tablet while also be a consistently comfortable way to hold the pen. With half of the problem solved, I now look to fixing my area. I noticed my aim felt very inconsistent, especially with streams. I was often over-aiming streams when I felt like I shouldn't be, so I increased my area ever so slightly to where it felt like the perfect fit. To help me find a good area, I use this OSU area calculator for tablets to help me figure out the perfect dimensions from the monitor to the tablet. I will link it in the description if you would like to try it for yourself. After finding a farm map and fixing how I aim, it is now time for the biggest and hardest part of the process: getting good. In my old benzo play, something that may not be obvious while watching is the amount of strain that my hands were going through. This map is extremely tough because of its consistently difficult diff spikes that last for minutes, but it can also be tough on both the aiming and tapping hand, but it was especially rough on the tapping hand for me. My tapping hand would tire out towards the end of the map, and I would put part of my focus on my tapping without thinking too much about my aim. Unfortunately, when you can't focus on your aim, you miss when you least expect it. Or maybe when you most expect it, I don't know. Either way, it sets you up for failure. This map might not seem very straining on the tapping side of things, considering it's mostly small streams at 197 ppm, but for someone who never pushed tapping, it was very hard, especially with the small addition of finger control. So I eventually got better at the game. I really enjoyed playing technical lower star rating maps, but I had a sudden motivation to improve my raw mechanics as much as I could. This moment was honestly so innovating for me that I might make a whole video about it after this one, which you should totally subscribe for. It's only been a year since my last real video. I was actually playing streams for once in my life, mainly focusing on stamina while also playing very difficult DT maps to improve my aim and speed finger control. It actually felt great to play something different than my usual technical maps, and I just got addicted to the grind. I felt like I was actually improving at OSU, and it gave me the confidence I needed to go for the 500 PP play one more time. Also, another step I don't know how to include is making a practice div of the most difficult section of the map. I practiced the ending of benzo and FC'd it randomly, so that was when I decided to just go for it. So that is how you get a 500 PP play. All you need to do is get good, I guess. Now you might be asking me, did I seriously come back from the grave to make a video on me getting a new top play? Yeah. Look, okay, my second top play was a year ago, and it was only worth 440 PP. I needed this, alright? But yeah, thank you for watching my tutorial on how to get 500 PP. Hopefully it's super simple to follow, and be sure to check out my other socials like my Twitch and Discord if you would like to, for some reason. Subscribe for more videos that I would absolutely totally put out soon, yep, and I will see y'all next time.